Hey guys, Dr. Stephanie here, and today we're going to go through 5 of my favorite stretches that you can do daily. So I think it's really important to add a little bit of stretching or mobility work to your daily routine. And I know that may sound like a lot, or you're like, I'm too busy, and I'm busy too, but even if you only add just 5 minutes of stretching a day, that will really help you a lot. You'll see how much better your muscles will feel. You'll feel like you move around better. And some of these you can kind of incorporate into your day. You don't even have to do them all at the same time. You can just do them, as you're walking up and down the stairs. We're gonna do 2 stretches on the stairs. You can, if you have a minute, lie down on the floor and do a stretch, or kneel down on the floor and do a stretch. So it doesn't have to take long, but I promise you adding a little bit of daily stretching will help you feel a lot better. So the first 2 exercises we're gonna do start off with the step, and if you don't have a step, you can do them on the stairs. So the first one is a calf stretch. And so what you're gonna do is you're just gonna drop your heel off of the step. And so the front of your toes are on the step, your heel's off the step, this knee is straight, and you're gonna feel a stretch in the back of your calf. And if you feel like it's too much, then you can kind of ease up a little bit. If you feel like you need more of a stretch, drop your heel down more. But you wanna hold for 10 or 15 seconds, and then relax and do that 3 times. And then you're gonna do the same thing on the other side. So drop that heel down, hold for 10 or 15 seconds, and then repeat 3 times. You can also do this with both feet if you want to. So if you want to drop both your heels down at the same time and just hold 10 or 15 seconds. I find I feel it a little bit more if I do one at a time, but you can definitely do both at the same time. Okay, so the next exercise with the step is a hamstring stretch. And so what you're gonna do is place one heel on the step and keep your knees straight. Keep your trunk up tall as you kind of lean forward towards that leg. And you should feel it in the back of your leg. You should feel it in the back of your upper leg, but you might feel it in the back of your lower leg as well. You just wanna hold 10 or 15 seconds, and then you'll repeat on the other side. So heel on the step, kind of hinge forward, keeping this knee straight. Hold for 10 or 15 seconds, and then relax, and you'll do 3 times on each side. Okay, let's get this step out of the way. Now we're gonna kneel on the mat, and we're gonna work on stretching our hip flexors. So for this one, we're gonna kneel on one knee, the other foot is on the ground. We're stretching this hip flexor right here. And this hip flexor stretch is seen a lot of people do it, but a lot of people do it incorrectly, because you can do this stretch and not be stretching anything. So it's important that you do it correctly. So you're in this position. What you want to do first is you want to kind of tuck your hips under. So do kind of a little pelvic tilt. So we're tucking our hips under. We're going to squeeze our glutes together. So kind of squeeze your butt, keep our trunk up tall, and kind of just shift forward towards that front knee. And you should feel a good stretch right here on the front of that hip. And you want to hold that 10 or 15 seconds, and then come back, relax everything, and then you want to tuck the hips again, tighten, lean forward, and again 10 or 15 seconds. You want to do that about 3 times. And then you'll also repeat on the other side. So now we're stretching the opposite hip flexor. You want to tuck those hips under, squeeze those glutes, and then kind of shift forward, and you'll really feel a good stretch in that hip flexor. So again, 10 or 15 seconds, repeat that 3 times. Okay, now we're gonna lie on the floor on our back, and you can do this on a bed as well. We're gonna do a piriformis stretch. So the piriformis is the small flat muscle kind of deep in your butt. So now we're going to cross one foot over the opposite knee, and then place our hands behind our thigh here, and kind of just pull back towards you. And you should feel kind of a good stretch kind of deep in this hip, maybe even along this leg here. And you want to hold 10 or 15 seconds. Make sure this foot is relaxed there. And all of these you want to stretch, but you want to make sure you're relaxed as well. That's how we get a good stretch. Okay, and if that is difficult to get into that position and you want to do it a different way, you can just stay in this position here and kind of just push this leg down. It's not quite as intense of a stretch, but it still gets you a good stretch. Okay, then you're gonna do the opposite leg. So this foot over that knee, hands behind your thigh, and just kind of pull back towards you, relax that foot. Hold for 10 or 15 seconds. And then relax, and you're gonna do that 3 times. Okay, the final stretch, and this is a silly one, but it's called the happy baby. And so what you're gonna do is feet up like this. You're gonna grab onto your feet with your hands, arms inside your knees. You're gonna kind of push out and just hold this position. And so this is really opening up the hips. It's stretching out the pelvic floor. This is a good one to do right before bed as well. If you find it hard to get all the way to your feet, you can grab onto your ankles for this one. But make sure you're kind of pushing your legs apart as you do this. You can even hold onto your knees if you want to. And just hold this position. This one you can hold 20 to 30 seconds. You can even rock slightly side to side. And then relax, and you'll do that 2 more times. So those are 5 of my favorite stretches. You can add those to your daily routine. Even if you don't add all 5, do 1 or 2 a day. That'll really kind of help loosen everything up and just get you feeling a little bit better. So start doing these and see how you feel.